experience with hair in the workplace? You know, you just mentioned that the jewel tones wouldn't kind of go over where you are now. And then I'm sure at some point were you apprehensive of wearing your natural hair like earlier in your professional career? What's been your experience from that aspect of hair in the workplace with you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, some people receive it well, others do not. I feel like there are some places where I've worked where it doesn't feel professional. It feels like you need to have straight hair to be professional and to be accepted. I have had people say, "Oh, your hair is so poofy," or "Oh, things
Yeah.
like that." That just,
Yeah.
it's. I think as much as we say that we're kind of we've changed and the workplace has changed, and I think in some ways it has, but in some workplaces it has not changed. It's still, you're still expected to have straight hair. You're not, braids are frowned upon, or locks, or what have you, and different colors. And I worked at a place very recently that they only allowed for people to have hair colors that were natural to your body, basically, or to the body. So, like in blue, you couldn't have blue hair because that's not a natural hair color, but you could have blonde. You could have red, but you couldn't have green, or, any type of pink or anything like that. And I thought that was really interesting. Um, Especially as I see a lot of the younger people really doing what they want to do. And I think we're going to see that with the new generation, the millennials and all the other generations after them. They want to basically come as they are,
Yeah.
and do them. And I don't think that our workforce, or the people who are the bosses, who are the supervisors and stuff, the older generations, are ready for that. I think we're still stuck in the 80s and all of that, the very corporate, basically straight hair era.
Yeah. I
But I
agree.
think it will change. It will change as these young people take over, as they become more prominent in the work world. We're going to see a lot of different changes. Like, I have tattoos, and I have seen people kind of frown upon tattoos. Like, I have some that are like on my hand or what have you, and I've seen people frown upon that, and other people just are like, whatever, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. But for some people, it is a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
So,
definitely not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination.
no.
I think it's definitely more common to for us to see natural hair, but that doesn't make it as acceptable for the people who have no intentions of accepting us anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, we could have straight hair. It don't matter. Those folks are not. Yeah.
It's
Um,
true, though.
it's very true. That's where we are. Um, I forgot to ask a question about your girls. Do they go to the salon, or you're their main hairstylist?
I'm their
Trim.
main I'm their main hairstylist. Right now, they don't want their hair straightened out. They don't like silk press. They don't like they don't like that. They like their natural hair. They want it curly. They want it two-strand twists, or they want braids. So they do get their hair braided often.
Okay.
But um Yeah, they're just not into they're not into to straight hair. Every now and again, they might, do something like that, like special occasion or whatever. But they really enjoy wearing their hair out, and I support that.
I love
I love it. I'm like,
it.
wear it out, wear afro,
Yeah.
wear it curly, coily, do that. Like, as long as what I'm into is making sure your hair is cared for and that it's healthy. To me, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. And I think that's such a confidence builder for young girls and specifically for young Black girls too. And just with your your journey and relationship with hair, they don't have that to relate to. It's not that feeling that you've had since you were younger and had your hair cut. Like embracing it, that just gives them so much more confidence and assurance of themselves. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Do you think that there's anything missed in them not having a typical salon experience like you had growing up? You know, maybe being in the salon with Rochelle or some of your other homegirls, and that's a whole nother experience and atmosphere that has its value that can't be recreated. So, is there any of that
Mhm.
um, that you think they miss not having that?
You know, I think so in a way. That's a really good question, and one I had not ever really considered. But going to the hair salon was a weekly ritual. It was like every Saturday or every other Saturday, I'm going to get my hair done. You felt pampered. Now you might have been there all day,
Okay. Yeah.
you know, but it was fun. It was like you heard all the gossip, all the, folks coming in selling tapes and selling spaghetti dinners. And it's a whole experience. It's like how going to the barbershop is like, it's all kinds of like characters coming in and out. It's a whole bunch of like, just it's like black, uh, like it's just a purely black experience, and I love it, and I actually miss that a
Yeah.
little. It
Yeah.
was
I do.
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. All the other teenage girls were coming in, getting their hair done, and you see people from different schools, and I mean, it was just like a whole experience.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that that's something that is important to have, and we don't have enough of that anymore. Um, we just don't. We Things have changed a lot when it comes to salons.
Yeah.
Many of the salons are multicultural, and I don't have any problem with that. But they try to be more professional and more. You can't even go in and like listen to music anymore, or like hear the radio or anything. Now it's like I hear people they're like playing a little jazz music or a little soft music, if any music at all, and it's just a whole.
It's different.
It's very different. Very,
Yeah.
and it's expensive. That's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't $20 no more. No.
No,
It ain't
no.
50 or 100 anymore. Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah.
part.
But that I think that's one of those six in one hand, half a dozen in the other, because yeah, you want to grow and kind of elevate with the times, but there's something that's lost in there. I think for us, the whole salon experience too, even though I always experienced it from a hairstylist point of view, our social skills are so much better. Even for those who are introverts and loners, the salon experience, just like the barbershop experience for guys, that's social skills that you can't pay for, you can't find in a textbook.
Yeah.
And I think we see the effects of that and kind of the effects of that with kids. Kids have a little more difficult time socializing these days. We kind of didn't have a choice, you know.
Yeah.
It was natural to us, and I think a lot of that does stem from being in a salon. We know how to talk to somebody from another school, or from another organization, or mix and mingle with guys. And yeah, that might be something that's a bit more missed. And then from the standpoint of adults, especially in Dallas, now you have a lot more suites. And I'm actually a suite girl. Now you can't pay me to be in an open salon. You could not pay me enough. I paid my dues there. It was fun. It was great. No,
Yes.
no, thank you. Um, so even though that area, and for a lot of ways, changed for the better, because when you are paying that price point, you do want a different type of elevated experience. With the suite, it's going to be your own private space, your own private time, more of a spa retreat type area. But then you do lose that social aspect of it, not being able to mix and mingle with folks. So again, it's six in one hand, half a dozen on the other. So yeah.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that with the sweets. You're absolutely correct. And back home in those days, it was the open salon. You would have, my salon, we had a barber shop connected to the beauty salon.
Yep.
So as a young girl in high school, it was like, yes, I want to see all the fellas coming
Oh
out,
yeah.
getting their hair cut. But also, you do start when you go to the salon so often. I feel like you develop a relationship with people. The
Absolutely.
beauticians become almost like family. Like it's almost like another mother, telling you, "Nah, we're not doing that." Like, or yeah, that looks good. We're gonna do that, or kind of guiding you.
Yeah.
As a young Black woman through your hair experience. And I don't feel like you have that as much anymore. They're like almost like aunties, that and like I knew everybody in the salon and they knew
Yeah.
me and you just don't there's something that part is missing now.
Yeah. Yeah. The community piece of it. And that's another part that I'm looking to recreate, highlight, kind of like a unspoken thread with the Bubbly Exchange. It's all the women that you would see in the salon. It's that we're not necessarily, well, we're not in the salon. And I was glad with that first one that was the vibe that everybody felt. Like you knew once you got there, this is a safe space. These are ladies that are safe for me to connect with personally, business wise. So yeah, that's my attempt at trying to recreate those spaces where we did come together and commune and fellowship, because there's so much power in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So hope to see you there. If not, there'll be another one coming around.
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be fun.
So what's your current hair care routine?
Frustration.
No, we don't want frustration. No.
I have I have been so frustrated ever since I moved to Dallas trying to find someone who um can do do my hair. And there are a lot of here's one of the things that frustrates me about curly hair and natural hair. It has become such a thing, right? And so you have a lot of salons and a lot of people out here who claim that they're curly hair specialists. And curly hair means a lot of things to a lot of people. I've seen people, there's different types of curls, and not everybody can do every type of curl. I mean, one curly salon may not be if you're doing 2A curls or whatever, like going I can't bring my 4A to you sometimes and expect you to know what to do. So I think there's just been, I think I think there's been a lot of money that has been made in the curly hair space, and a lot of um, it's just become a thing, and for a lot of people, and there's just a lot of money into it, and some of these people don't know what they're doing, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Um, but I have been in limbo in a way, trying to find someone. I think I found someone to do my hair. She's down in Dallas, and it's been a struggle. Like, I bring a picture in and say, "Hey, this is how I want my hair cut," and then it comes back cut some different way, and now you're charging me $300 for the haircut. You know, so I've had a lot of frustration um, here in Dallas, in particular, um, with finding someone.
Yeah.
Um, so a lot of times I just do I do my own hair at home. I use I wash it, condition it. I use like a mousse, and go through my curls and set it. And then
What most
I'll
do you use?
either diffuse it or sit under a dryer, a hard dryer, and that's pretty much my that's what I do.
Okay.
Um, I don't use any heat or anything. I don't even remember last time I've actually I haven't man, I don't even remember the last time that I've had it straight. So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's what my process is. That's my
Okay.
routine.
So when you go to the salon, what is it you're looking for other than you coming out with the picture? Are you looking for a straight style, a curly style? Are you just going there for a trim? Um, and which is the most frustrating part for you?
Um, the most frustrating. So I go there for a trim.
Okay.
The most frustrating part for me is when they cut it too short, and then it's too short. Like, you've cut all my length off, and now you know, it's short. And I've had that happen a couple of times since I've been here. Um, I also get it dyed too. So I do that. And sometimes some of the people don't do both. Like, that's another frustrating thing is I don't do color, but I do everything else. So now I have to go to two different people.
Yeah.
So that's been a little frustrating as well. But yeah, just the cut has been hard. And not everybody's curls are the same. Like, you can't cut everybody's hair the same as, someone else. Everybody's texture is different, and
Yeah.
it's been kind of a struggle for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping I can take care of at least some of the struggle in a minute for you.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I'm a conservative cutter. Maybe to a fault, but I would much rather do a haircut all over again than to cut off too much. That's just me personally. That's how I've operated. I had a couple of friends from the stories that I was sharing in high school talk about how I gave them hell about cutting their hair. Like, I gave them more grief than their mothers about cutting their hair. Like, no, you need to wait a couple weeks and make sure this is what you want to do. We're not going to cut this on your whim today. Even if it wasn't a whim, I was just like, nope, let's wait until you're sure. Sure, sure.
And that's
So,
the type of person I'm looking for, is someone who, communicates. I think sometimes stylists are not the greatest communicators. Um, I've had that happen with color in particular,
yeah.
where people will ask me, well, do you want highlights? Do you want lowlights? Or do you want biolage? And all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know
Oh,
the names of all the different process is. I just know I want it to look like this. You are the professional. So
Right. Right.
just do that, whatever it is that you need to do. I don't know. And I think that sometimes, and then also if you do something wrong, like tell me, or, be okay with me saying, that's not what I wanted. I've had some get very angry with me,
Yeah.
like, how dare you? How dare
Yeah, and
you
that's focus. You
criticize my
gotta
look?
like what you gotta like your hair.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're an artist and you sensitive about your ish, but I mean,
Right.
it's
Right.
my hair.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of my consultation, especially for a new client, I typically ask them, "What don't you like?" Let me start there, so I'll make a mental note to never do that.
Yes,
Start there.
I think communication is key.
Yeah.
Um, and there are a lot of stylists and probably um, patrons too who need to learn how to communicate better with each other.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you had one hair wish, what would your one hair wish be? If you could just have a wand, wave it, what would that one hair wish be?
Oh, my hair would be long like yours. That's what my one hair wish would be. Maybe not that long, but definitely like down here. Like I just want it to be able to, I just want a cut that will grow out into, I want someone that I can just like have them cut it, start trimming it, and just help me to grow it out. That's what my wish is. Just to, and we just work on it over time. Like I'm not, I understand my hair is not going to be super long down to my chest in oh, I get that. I'm not, I get it. But help me get to that point. Like I want to work with you and I want you to work with me. Um so help me realize that. That would be my one wish.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely sign up to help you. I'm more than convinced that everyone can grow their hair out as long as they want it with a good maintenance routine. And I don't see you not having a good maintenance routine. So we're gonna have a nice little deep dive into your hair and get your hair to the length that you want it to be because you have a great head of hair, and I don't see any reason why it cannot uh, get some more length on it if that's what you want. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I can't wait till you get here.
you'll be soon. You'll blink and I'll be there. It'll be soon. It'll be soon. One last question before I let you go. I don't know if you watched an entire uh, episode to the end. There's one question I ask at the very end that has absolutely nothing to do with hair. It is my opportunity to do a little research, little case study that I have in my head. I'll let you know off camera what my theory and thoughts are. What is the absolute very first memory you have? Like very, very first memory as a person, as a child, as a kid. Can you jog back and think about what that was?
Wow. Um, I would say the very first thing that I can really remember is it's actually pretty vivid. I remember, so before we moved to Saginaw, we lived in another city. We lived in Indianapolis, and that's where my father's from, and that's where I was born. And I remember that house, parts of it, pieces of it. And I remember playing with um, our neighbor kids. And I had to have been about maybe 2 or 3. So I was really young. And I can remember just vividly some of the things about that house. I remember watching BET with my dad because I remember it was like the Billy D. Williams commercial for King. What
Wow.
was one of those malt liquor commercials?
Oh, 45, I think.
Yes,
Wow.
and it was. I mean, that was a long time ago,
Yeah.
but that was like one of my. That's one of my very first memories.
Wow. Cool.
Is that house living there?
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. Interesting. Not interesting, but I like it. So yeah, I'll tell you about
yeah.
my
I want to
kids.
know what yours is.
Mine, I think we were on 23rd, either 23rd or Akron. I put my hand on a red hot stove. I didn't know. I didn't have a concept of fire or hot or anything. And I was maybe two. But yeah, it was I believe it was a house party, so nobody paying attention, girl. And and I got on a chair or a stool, and I don't know if I turned it on. It was definitely on, and I still remember it being bright red to this
Oh,
day. And I just took my hand and said, and then
wow.
of course I screamed. But the funny thing is, my brother was there, and he actually told the story for me when I did his episode. He was like, "You just like put your hand there, but you didn't move it. It was like move your hand, Samara, take it off the eye." He was like, "You just," he was like, "It was weird because you just didn't know to take your hand off." So yeah, I think that has a correlation with how sometimes it takes me a minute to recognize danger to this day.
Hmm.
A little desensitized, and it takes me a while for stuff to get to my sensors. Like, that's hurting you. You might want to stop.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Interesting. That's very interesting. That's an interesting correlation.
yeah. Yeah.
Were you
So,
in Saginaw? Were
mhm,
you born and raised in Saginaw?
mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
With 23rd Street. Well,
23rd.
no, that was on Akron, and that was Akron and 23rd were both Buena Vista, BV. So technically, I was born in BV. That's funny. I
Okay.
never thought of it like that, but yeah. Akron Street was if you were driving down, what's that, Hess?
Yeah.
Outer Drive, Hess. Like if you are going and go over that overpass, like
Yep.
kind of where Baby Hollywood is to the left. I believe
Oh.
Akron was to the right somewhere.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Huh. Wow.
Well,
And
thank
then you
you.
guys moved to Bridgeport.
Huh?
And then you moved to Bridgeport later on.
Yes, I believe we moved in about 1980. Yeah, the summer of 1980, because my youngest brother was a baby, and he was born in January, and it was warm when we moved. So yeah, yeah.
Okay.
After I built our house, he built it in. We finished in 1980. Yep.
Really?
Moved on out to Bridgeport. Yep. People came and poured the actual foundation of the house, but everything outside of that, my dad built. Like he ordered the lumber. I'm sure some of my uncles were over there helping him put up 2x4s, and then he helped build my uncle's house next door. Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty cool.
yeah. I remember helping him lay the sidewalk. It's funny. I kind of joke and say I've been working for years since I was a kid. That is one of my earlier memories. Literally dragging the 2x4 along the sidewalk when he was laying the sidewalks after the house was built.
Huh. Well,
Everybody worked.
that's when we moved to Saginaw in 1980. Um,
Okay. Wow.
and I grew up over on Howard Street,
Okay.
right off Holland. That's where I
Hmm.
lived until high school, and then we moved to BV.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I didn't grow up in BV, but um, my my mom grew up in BV,
Hmm.
and my mom's siblings, they grew up in BV.
Buena Vista Nights.
Yes.
A memory. Love it. Well, thank you so much for this trip down memory lane and this
Yes.
great hair combos. And I can't wait to get back and we go get you on a plan.
I'm excited and thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. I love
My
this.
pleasure. You were on my list. Like I actually have a list of over 100 people, and I was like, how am I gonna tackle the list? So that's what had me break it down to elementary, junior high, high school, because I'm like, all right, I can think of it better, and I'll just add people along the way here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. This was fun.